choice, I can give you my daughter as an example. My daughter was living in Washington, D.C. And, a one-bedroom apartment in Washington, D.C. is roughly $2,200 a month for anything decent. So that's your expense, right? $2,200 a month is out the window. She ended up buying an apartment, and after, yes, you had to have a down payment, the whole bit. But after her down payment all said and done, her monthly payment is somewhere around $1,600 a month.
Really?
So you might look at that and say, wow, she's saving $600 a month. But keep in mind, of the $1,600, about $450 to $500 is paying down her equity, right? So you take that off the table. So now she's not saving $600, she's saving $1,100.
Right.
Then you take the tax deductibility of the interest that she has, and how that's reducing her taxes, and you say math-wise, wow, and short term doesn't really matter. And again, I'm in the business, but when you sit down with a young person, you say, okay, if you rent for the next 10 years, here's what it's going to cost you. If you buy, here's what it's going to cost you. Even if your house never appreciates, it's pretty staggering.
So when you talk about the tax deductibility, let's be helpful here, so you understand what that means. You have your gross earnings, and you have interest that you're paying over the course of the year. At the end of the year, you get a statement from your mortgage company. That comes right off the top. That lowers, okay? So if it was $20,000 in interest, you made $100,000, you're going to start baseline at 80.
Right, you're going to pay taxes on 80,000, not 100.
That's right. Yeah. And there's different vehicles of investment or second home, primary, et cetera. They are factored in differently, right? But you'll always have that, at least unless something.
And when I see the major reason for young people renting is, and I've seen this with my daughter where it's been a little adjustment. The major reason for people to rent is I want to put the key in the door and leave. Yeah. If the water heater breaks, I want to call my landlord. If the lock is broken, I want to call him. And that's certainly a great benefit. Sure. No doubt about it. You don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I did. This lease that I'm in right now, that was the debate. Do I buy something here? Do I put money down and then pay maybe a little bit less or more? But then you're sacrificing a lot of things. One of them is location. One of them is the actual building itself. You don't get the amenities if you're I wouldn't be able to afford this if I bought it, type of thing. Right. So it's for the short term that I'm here, I might as well live the life I want.
And this is also a very helpful tip. Let's say you did buy this. Now you're here, you bought it, you own it, and you're in a market today that is not putting you in a position to sell right away, right? It's not as desirable as maybe a year ago. Well, now you don't like the area for whatever reason. Now you're stuck. Right? So it's a good thing you test drive it a little bit. You should rent. You should go experience the neighborhood, the flavor, and then determine where you want to be. There are plenty of people, young and old included, make those mistakes. We have friends that are going to Florida. Right. Everyone wants to go to Florida. Well, I want to go here, I want to go there. Well, shouldn't you rent first to see if you like the area? The community? I think so. And then when you determine, it's not Jupiter I want to be in, it's West Palm. It's not West Palm, it's Sarasota. So when you find that, then you're like, all right, good. Now I know where I want to buy.
It's funny. When my wife and I were looking at our first house years ago, my dad said, don't just go with the realtor and look at the house and make a decision. He said, go buy that house during the day, during the week. Go buy at night. Go buy on a Saturday. Just see how the neighborhood changes. Sure. And I think the cautionary tale for the younger generation is the old adage of location is not going away. And you have a lot of amenities here. Those amenities are created for a reason.
Yeah.
If they didn't have it, you would rent here.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be in this location.
Sure.
So when you go to look to buy a house, a lot of times homes that are in a less desirable location, they're the same houses that are going to have the granite countertops and the stainless steel appliance because they're trying to get you to buy a house in a less desirable. Give up that stuff, right? You can always buy a stainless steel stove and you can put in granite countertops, but you cannot change your location.
Right.
And that's what you really need to think about that. When you're shopping for a house, don't think about anything I can change, right? You can't change your location. You can't change the size of your lot. You can't change the town you live in.
Can't change your neighbor.
Can't change, right. But if you say, the car doesn't have a garage. Okay, well, if there's a room and you can build one, then who cares? You can build a garage, right?
Right.
But, focus on the stuff that you're not able to change.
Yeah. Hey, guys, if you enjoyed this clip, be sure to check this one out right here because it's just as good or maybe even better. Cheers.